Hi guys, I'm going to present to you Practical Team Sports 2. It's the assignment that follows on from the volleyball and basketball sessions you've been doing with myself and Nick, where you've completed a booklet already which should have been handed and submitted. So once that's done, you can move on to this second assignment. Okay, for this assignment, you basically need to still look at basketball and volleyball, but you're going to do a self-analysis. So what we're going to start with is looking at two different types of self-analysis, and you're going to write a little bit about why you've scored yourself, and then you're going to move on to analyse that, to justify why you said it and how you said it. Okay, to make this easy, I've tried to keep everything within the assignment, within the brief as it goes. So what you need to do, you can see in your task guidance on Chi Online, having completed your work experience as a physical education teaching assistant, you have been asked to evaluate your own performance within the sports you have analysed. This information will be given to the students you work with as an example of an effective reflective practitioner. A reflective practitioner is somebody who looks back at work and sees what they've done right and what they've done wrong. Okay, so you're going to analyse and look at yourselves. For your first sport, you'll be required to complete a SWOT analysis, and I'll run through what that is in a minute. And for the second one, you're going to complete a performance profile. Once you've done those two, which is quite straightforward, you're then going to write yourself 3 SMART targets for each sport, and then you're going to explain and analyse your profiles and justify why you've written them. So firstly, I'm going to run through what a SWOT analysis is. So this is a SWOT analysis. It's a really simple document which you can find on Chi Online. All you've got to do for your first sport, which is volleyball, is identify your strengths. So that might be a set, it might be a volley, it might be a spike. What were you good at? It could be knowledge of the sport, it could be confidence, it could be a psychological factor. Similar with weaknesses, what weren't you so good at within the sport? Again, this could be technical, tactical knowledge, it could be the rotations, or it could be a specific skill. Opportunities links to things, how you could go on to improve. So could you join a local club? Could you set up your own club? Could you analyse your performance? Could you ask to join in and help and support your teacher next year? Whereas your threats are things that will stop you doing that. So for some of you it might be lack of motivation, for some of you it might be lack of time, lack of money to get to the equipment, get to the facilities. So that one will need to be done on volleyball. Realistically, you need somewhere between 3 and 8 bullet points in each one of those. After that, we'll do a performance analysis on basketball, very similar to the psychological profile you did with me. So all you have to do is identify these different elements around the outside, and with basketball that could be dribbling, it could be knowledge of the game, it could be free throws, it could be 3-point shots, passing, it could be techniques, could be tactics, could be anything you like. Could be, again, psychological factors like confidence, and you quite simply colour it in to give yourself a score out of 10. That should be pretty straightforward for those two things to be done for you guys. Once that's completed, we then need to move on to your SMART targets. For your SMART targets, you quite simply need to produce 3 SMART targets which will identify exactly what you need to do to improve your weaknesses. So a SMART target needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-phased. So an example might be, within my next volleyball match, I will get 7 out of 10 services in the court. Okay? That's specific because it's specific to your weakness that you've identified. It's measurable because we can get 7 out of 10. It's achievable and realistic, and that score will be set by yourself. If that is realistic, you can put that in. If it's not, you might put a lower score. And it's time-phased because you said you'll do it within your next volleyball match. Okay? So you'll need to produce 3 of those for each sport. Okay? So 3 for volleyball, 3 for basketball, things you need to do. Further on from that, you'll then need to produce a written piece, which will be a simple, probably 2 sides of 9.5 space A4 with a title. Don't forget the title and the header and footer and page number, which will explain and justify why you've scored yourself, how you have on your SWOT analysis and performance profile. Off the back of that, you'll then go on to justify and set yourself some realistic targets that you'll do in the future, which will be identified within your 6 SMART targets, and also say how that would help you be a better basketball player or a better volleyball player. Simple as that, job done.